I know say you hear many things and you want to find out if it's really true. Is it really true? It's true.
Alexa, stop. I hope I can resume that later because I was getting it in. It's John. Hey, y'all. Thank you for watching. Let's just start that off now because I feel like the attitude of gratitude is where this video is headed today. We must always operate in the attitude of gratitude. You just ain't gonna go out, huh? I'm always more stubborn if I want to be. Okay, that's right. Thank you, Father God, for bringing us together today. Thank you for this opportunity to be the conduit, the happy conduit, to deliver any messages that you would have me give to the collective on this happy Tuesday, y'all. I am so grateful to have awakened this morning, for my children to have awakened this morning. We are so grateful for all that you have done for us, all that is to come, and all that will never be, because there is better. We know that your denial is not, your rejection is not a denial. It's just a rerouting of something better. There's a better way of saying that, but that's what came out. Anyway, we thank you for our ancestors and their protection over us, their guidance over us, their wisdom over us, them cheering us along, those that mean us well. And we also thank you for your archangels for being on assignment to heal us, protect us, and guide us, and deliver messages to us as you would have them do. In Jesus' mighty name. Oh, and we return any negative energy, evil eye, or that is not of the divine, to sender 10 times fold. Enjoy. Amen. So, how you doing? Feeling all right? I feel like this is so low now. Like, I like this holder, but it's just so much lower now. So I'm gonna find a happy medium. I actually have some tripods, so I think I'm gonna start playing with stuff. We're evolving, y'all. You see that? It's Tuesday. And not only that, it has the audacity to be 10 days away from June. The nerve. Time ain't real, but it sure is like trucking right along, ain't it? Summer, here we come. So no lemon water today. I have the clove water I talked about. Unfortunately, it's set for some time, so it's like not as warm and inviting as it normally is. But clove water really is pretty tasty, and it tastes like there was some honey put in there. I'm fasting. I have to talk to my chef. How dare you? And when I say chef, I mean my oldest son. He made it for me today because he's so wonderful. Those boys really look out for me. The children really should look out for you, right? We look out for them. Let's teach them how to care for us in real time. Because we're all in partnership, right? So, yeah, we literally have a contract. My children and I, they got the first 10 years on me. I got the next 10 years on them. That way, one, I get to audit whether or not they missed anything domestically. Two, they learn how to care for me, who's already cared for them. So it's kind of like a reciprocated relationship, right? That way I know that if I were ever to have to rely on them to truly care for me, like later in life, I know that they'll be capable. And it's awesome practice for them to take care of themselves, right? You're showing me that you can care for yourself, that you can care for me, you can care for my grandbabies, and I won't have to worry about Nathan. So yeah, it's a win-win across the board. Yeah. It's just how you do it. Because I know the way that I was raised was like, oh, I almost forgot. Because my throat chakra is a mine, and this message will be divine and delivered. It's still going. That tone is long. But anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, I know the way my generation was raised. I'm an 80s baby. Shout out to all 80s babies out there. I know I probably don't look like it, but I'm an 80s baby, and I like it. The 80s was a dope time. So were the 90s. Anyway, children were to be seen and not heard. Like little slaves. Like, I don't know about y'all, but there just seemed to be an undertone that it was somehow our fault that we were born. Like, I'm not sure how. But yeah, not very nice towards children for some. To the point where I personally remember witnessing a loving, healthy relationship and it being taboo between a mother and a daughter. Anybody raised by toxic parents? I'll wait. You know? And that's not to say that I have any type of resentments from my childhood, because I honestly don't. I've reconciled all those things. And when I look back over it, there's two sides to everything. You know, there's the side that's like, yeah, that was pretty dark and dim. But there's also the fact that my childhood was actually pretty dope. I survived. Thank God. But when I take away all the negatives, because of course there's always going to be, the universe is about balance. There's always going to be negatives. And that's not to say that it wasn't tough, because it was. But I'm not in any competition with anyone out here to say how hard it was for me, or harder, or how hard I had it. Like, it's not, who cares? It made me who I am, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But there was a really dope side to my childhood too that I can't deny. I was raised in a very beautiful neighborhood right next to an amazing lake. You know, I was put in a position to become ultra independent, which has definitely helped me along. That's the thing about being raised by toxic parents. One thing I can say for sure is, at least in my experience, they taught me how to care for myself because I had no choice, right? And as long as I'm still on this side of the grass and I don't look like what I've been through, nor am I harboring any resentment in my soul, I forgive everybody. You can't be in my sphere anymore, but I definitely forgive you. I ain't walking around hurt about it. It is what it is. I mean, the animal kingdom is full of tragedies. You just watch a documentary. There's a famous one that I watched as a little girl about lions and hyenas. Ain't none of them in therapy. It just is what it is. So, reconcile it. So in my household, we learn how to care for one another. We learn how to be a safe space for each other and how to show up for each other. And we learn how to care for self too, you know. So let's keep that going. And it all starts with gratitude to me. Everything comes back to love, but it all starts with gratitude. It's funny because last night it was taking a minute for me to really kind of detach and fall asleep, you know, detach from my phone and, the day's energy and all of that good stuff. And so I literally told my phone to read me a bedtime story, which I was just joking. I was just being a smart ass or whatever. But it literally told me it's a bedtime story. And I was like, yeah, of course you did. Because, that's where we are now. I mean, you could take your phone and tell you a joke and it will. And then I counted back from 1,000. And that wasn't working either. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just list every single thing that I'm grateful for. And before I knew it, I was dreaming. And then when I woke up this morning, I made sure that I started where I left off at. Before I really opened my eyes, I just list everything I could think of that I was grateful for, that I am grateful for. Even those things that are still manifesting. But most certainly the things that have manifested. And I have to always start with God. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for this body. I'm thankful for this consciousness. I'm thankful for these children. I'm thankful for my home. And I mean, I could just rattle it all down, right? But point is, when you live in a place of gratitude, the possibilities seem infinite, truly. As much as a cliche as it sounds, it's true. It really is true. So, cards, shall we? Let's see. I wasn't as prepared as I was the other day. I got sidetracked and had to take care of a few responsibilities and was looking for something. And I think I threw away something that I really meant to keep. But it wasn't meant. Because I would still have it if I hadn't thrown it away. I believe in that. I really believe that there's no such thing as coincidence. I do believe I can call those things back to me, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to just let it go. And allow it to return to me in a different form. When you can constantly transmute situations that seem kind of unfortunate or really are unfortunate, when you can manage to pull back and see any glimmer of positivity in it, hold on to that. I don't think that we're meant to be on this planet in duress, operating in negative energy. I don't know a God that would birth me or anyone else to bring you in existence, for you to just genuinely be here for the sake of pain. I just don't see it. And then people will arguably say, well, what about this and what about that? And that's true. But when you look at nature, it's all about checks and balances. And everything serves a purpose. And I am not the one to defend that purpose. I just acknowledge that it exists. All right, first card. Yeah, it's dim today. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. A very present help in trouble. Psalms 46:1. We got that recently. Yep, they got Moody. Somebody's moody out there for real. Somebody's name is Dwight. When you have no strength, lean on God and you will become powerful. Dwight L. Moody. Okay. Spirit, we got a bunch of cards here. You have your favorites, apparently. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, except for my children, and of course, they want to text me right now. I'm not going to forget today. Okay. I forgot to take off my pause the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, voice. Stop playing with me. I don't know what it is. It's gotta be. As I transition from spring to summer, it's the bloom. There's certain trees that apparently, like to activate my immune system. And I'm surrounded by all kinds of trees. I would like to get along with them so they can stop bothering me. Because my body is like, why? Why don't you like me? Or why does my body not like them? I don't know. That's the thing about allergies, right? I'm at that point where I really feel like everything has a spiritual significance, though. So I'll meditate on it later. What else we got? Spirit. Let's call on the name, guys. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to get like a small lamp next to this joint. Be strong and of good courage, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Every time I see Deuteronomy, something in the back of my head goes dun 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 dun. Let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessings. Galatians 6:9. You know what? I'm glad this card came back around, actually, because I remember I had done a video and I had gotten that card, and there was like, because I go back and watch these, obviously, and it was the point I wanted to make about not growing worry and doing what is good. I think that's where people get lost, is that they think that at some point in their life, if ever, you know, because some people are shown from the door to be a certain type of way that's not conducive to actually helping society. But for those who just kind of lost their way in doing good, I think the trust in self that doing good is not worth it comes along some type of way. Like, I could have easily been the product of what I came from, and maybe it's the stubbornness in me. I just refused. Something in me was like, no. When you see wrong, you don't comply to the wrong and submit like you're weaker than it. If you inherently have a distinct understanding of the difference between right and wrong, you don't ditch it and just say, screw it, I'm gonna be like everybody else. At least I can't. I just take those elements out of my life. You know, that'd be like saying, well, what's a good example? Everybody fat, so I'll just, you know, when really you just need to figure out what works for your body to keep you healthy, because that's a direct display of self-love, is how you care for yourself, right? It's like having a family full of obese people and accepting the fact, well, everybody in the family is obese, so no. Stop eating fried chicken and stuff that's clogging your arteries. I just wanted to be authentically me. And you don't need permission from anyone to do that. And if someone got a problem with it, they the problem. You ain't out here eating nobody. Okay? I'm not talking to no cannibals. I'm not talking to no mass murderers. I'm not talking to no psychopaths or nothing like that. I'm talking about people who have a genuine understanding of what it means to be a human being that was programmed in the decency of what God intended. I'm not talking about deviance. I'm talking about, you know, knowing the difference between right or wrong, having a moral compass, you know, holding yourself to basic stuff that you're taught as a child, please and thank you, and being courteous and kind. In that self-love too, there's a sidetrack to that. Don't let nobody play in your face. That is not You can let people be exactly who they are and remove them out your life. You ain't got to change nobody. Because self-love is also self-protection, right? You have to protect self from people who don't have the understanding that you do. The stuff that you would never do, they absolutely would. And once you recognize that, get them out your life. Get them out your life. But stand true to who you are. And find your tribe. We out here. I entrust you to God and the message of his grace that is able to build you up and give you an inheritance. Acts 20:32. I don't think we got that one before. It was about that. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. So don't be troubled or afraid. John 14:27. Oh, isn't that sweet? That's so sweet. But have you ever seen a good person go bad? Because they're just like, screw it. I'm going to just be like everybody else. My son wanted to watch Meet the Robinsons, and they just assume I've seen everything or even paid attention to every movie we've ever watched, especially when they were smaller. Are you kidding? That was an opportunity to take care of whatever responsibilities I needed to on my phone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember all of them. Point is, we watched Meet the Robinsons, which is a Disney film. And the villain, they showed how the villain developed into the villain, who was a stark contrast to what he became, you know. And then started blaming circumstances and people, and instead of taking responsibility into the thing he ultimately became, which was quite disturbing. I remember seeing him on the screen like, what in the hell is that? I don't feel good. I don't like that. Anyway, point is that you have people out here who will take their situation and literally use it as the crutch that they stand on to be a piece of shit. But we all have a choice. We do. Be strong enough not to need a crutch to be anything less than a great person. The greatest human being that God intended you to be. Okay? Don't do it. Also, protect your peace. Don't let nobody disturb your good vibes. Especially if you've done the work to remove people out of your life that were disturbing your peace. Okay? Don't let nobody come back in and do it again. Peace is one of the most priceless. I'm talking about next to time, honey. All right, so we got, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Keep praying. We got this card before, so keep praying. Just keep swimming. Matthew 21:22. Now I want to watch that. Anybody that still watch cartoons that's grown people? Asking for a friend. Prayer crowns God with the honor and glory due to his name. And God crowns prayer with assurance and comfort. The most praying souls are the most assured souls. Thomas Brooks. All right, Thomas. Okay, so we said we're going to do the Blessed Seven, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got 3 to go. The Blessed Seven. Maybe be cards I have not seen yet. Because again, there's no such thing as coincidences, right? Oh my goodness. I just realized how much better I feel in comparison to like just a few days ago. I ask my children every day when they get home, what's the greatest part of your day? What's been the greatest part of your day so far? And it used to be my son would say, coming home. And I'm like, you can't say that. I'm like, what happened today aside from coming home? And he said, my oldest said, seeing you. I was like, oh. He's like, other than that, I said, so you waking up this morning? you know, you feeling better because not too long ago you didn't feel the greatest. You know what I'm saying? You not having any issues at all at school, your grades, the fact that you're about to be out for the summer. Like, you sure? You don't see nothing? And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And yeah, and then he started really opening up, like, you know what? And this was actually pretty cool. And da-da-da-da, you know. Dig, people, dig. It's there. And you ain't even got to dig. All you got to do is just... My other aunt, who actually gave this to me when I was a teen. She used to say, no news is good news. And the church just say amen. You know, and some people love chaos so much that the thought of life being boring, you know, but I like peace. I love peace, okay? This is a peaceful chick over here. I still have fun, but it's still peaceful. Come to me, all who labor and are heavily laden, and I will give you... Did we just get this card? Hold on now. Okay. Let's do this again. I'll try this one more again. Okay. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. It's just the fact that I just remember reading this recently. Walk boldly and wisely. There is a hand above that will help you on. Philip James Bailey. Real quick, I'm Dee, in case you're new. I am a nurse, a personal trainer, a motivational speaker, a spiritual therapist, travel agent, your big sister, jack of all trades. I'm sure I got other accolades. But yeah, welcome. It's a new channel, so I'm learning my flow. And you know, I don't need things to be uniformed. I don't. I get on here and I let it go. Let it go. Whatever's gonna happen. Hey, my intentions are good. I can say that. I just like to give you guys an opportunity to have some quiet time with me. Give you a little motivation. A little push along. And send you on your way. Look at how I use that sometimes, right? Just some quiet company. Oh, stomach's growling. It's definitely honey in that. So it's clove. I want to say 16 ounces of warm water, as it was until it wasn't. Cinnamon and a swirl of honey, which I wouldn't care if I wasn't fasting, but it's all good. And that clove water, again, really does have a lot of great health benefits. So look it up, check it out, see if you might want to try it. And always, always, always refer back to your physicians. Any type of health advice that I might give you here on this channel, please always refer back to your physicians. I don't know what's going on with you individually. I used to get questions in my class all the time about certain things because we would do a health segment. And I would say, I'm not looking at your direct chart, okay? I'm only speaking in generalities. Please refer back to your doctor, okay? Submit to God and be at peace with him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. Job 22:21. Now, I know I was getting excited and I saw the name on the back of the card. Like, I know I ain't got this card before, but yeah, I think so. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. Now, that's deep. Carrie Ten Boom. Cherry 10. Boom. Who named somebody that? Okay, so we got one more card. One more card. It's gonna be a good one. Did anybody? Okay. Did anybody burn some bay leaves? Did you get bay leaves? I just dropped half deck. That's all. So after we do our card shuffle, we'll do our Bible roulette with the Raggedy Bible. That's been through it. Maybe we'll burn another bay leaf. I'll set some intentions for you before you go on about your way. 3011 as I look up. Oh my God, y'all got cardio today. Pray for me. And not just a quick little cardio. It's gonna be a minute. But you gotta exercise that heart. You gotta get that lymphatic and that circulation system going. You know, you need that endurance. You need these muscles and these tendons and these bones to carry you through however much longer you're here. So get up and move. I love dancing. I'm telling you. I really genuinely love music and dancing. Music is the answer. Yes, Lord. I hear it. I just heard music is the answer. You can program an entire nation with music. And that's what they've been doing. So be careful what you're listening to. Be very purposeful in what you're feeding yourself. Through all your portals. Through your mouth portal. Through your eye portal. Through your third eye portal, your subconscious. Through your ears. Through your other areas of your body with other people. Be careful. All your portals are sacred. But especially what you're entertaining, you need to be very mindful. Start listening more and speaking less. People will tell you exactly who they are. And if you're hearing words come out of their mouth that are self-deprecating or even low-key snide or snarky towards you, they're telling you who they are and what they think about you for real. Don't laugh it off. It ain't a joke. Some stuff just ain't funny. Even if somebody giggling behind it, no. My stomach just confirmed that. Okay. I got the message. I'm hungry. But it's not time yet. Let's see. Nope. It's not time yet. You know, it's funny because I got the idea last night to do something. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? It would make a lot of sense if I did this thing. But then I realized I can't do it like everybody else because I care about people's health. So I can't do anything that I wouldn't want done to me or for me or provided to me. That would be like selling candy, but you're a vegan, or not a vegan, but like, you know, a clean eater, and you're selling the cheapest of the cheap candy and chips and cookies and, you know, with all kinds of additives that you can't even spell, and knowing that they're carcinogenic, that they cause cancer. I can't say that word right now, but the point is that there's no way I would promote something that I couldn't actually stand for myself, you know. That's how I treat my children. If it ain't good enough for me, it ain't good enough for you, honey. No, thank you. Even against their own little wills. I remember when they were babies. Oh my God. Okay, so when my children were little, I believed in home cooked food, you know. And we would drive past all the fast food places and they'd be so devastated. Can we go to McDonald's? Can we go here? Can we go there? And I'm like, no. Well, so-and-so texts us, well, I'll talk to so-and-so about that, but no. And when I did talk to so-and-so about it, that didn't change. And now that they've gotten older, it's like, oh, you cared. Yeah, I didn't want you eating that crap. Little arteries do clog too. So for everyone out here that's, you know, still allowing their children or believing that kids, you know, they can eat what they want, that's not it at all. What it does is it sets them up for cardiovascular disease in their 20s. Okay? If it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy. It doesn't matter what your age is. And you're really asking a lot of a small body that's still developing to have to deal with that type of stuff. Do your research on what you're giving these kids, man. I have cared for patients who were teens in their early 20s, early 30s, dealing with health conditions that were completely avoidable. I'll never forget, I had one patient who, oh my God, I'm so sorry for coughing and clearing my throat, y'all. One of my favorite, another one of my favorite readers, he has allergies, so he's always sniffling. And now I understand. So, hold on. Because this is not my usual. But anyway, I had a patient one time who, he was 27 years old, 700 pounds, on a CPAP. I don't know if it was CPAP or BiPAP, but he was on it even when he was awake. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really couldn't breathe. He was just I hate to say it, but like, we all know who Jabba the Hutt is, right? He was 27 years old. But aside from that being tragic already, especially as a young black male, his family would come in with bags and bags and bags of junk food. And don't get it twisted, Subway is not healthy. Sorry. And the reason I say that is because I remember the big bags of Subway. And he would literally, I would be walking past his room and I would see him lift the machine to stuff his face and put it back down. That man did not live much longer. Depression can show up in different ways. It can even show up in hyperactivity. But if you are numb on the inside, see somebody, okay? May you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might. Galatians 1:11. Yeah, we just got this one recently too. The stars may fail. The stars may fall. But God's promises will stand and be fulfilled. J.I. Packer. Okay, so on that note, we got our blessed 7. I'll post them in the description, along with an interpreted message once I have time to sit and revisit. It is now time for our trusty dusty, ripped up, falling apart Bible roulette. I mean, I'm talking about, look at that. You see that? Baby, whatever it takes to get through this world, because we are not, what is it? We are in it and not of it, right? I ain't turned on them lights until I got to. I'm in chill mode. And this cardio about to kick my butt, so I'm just like, everybody take a deep breath. That felt amazing, didn't it? Nice, cleansing, soothing deep breath. It's gonna be all right. Whoever needs to hear that, I don't know. You can escape with D for a couple minutes. I've been thinking about putting my content in different folders, and I've been thinking about different titles, and I'm like, Escape with D, Quiet Time with D, Daily Devotional. I don't know if I do it at all. I got other stuff to do. So, excuse me. Let's see. Maybe we'll get something about gratitude. That might be lovely. Oh, let's do Deuteronomy again. Lord. Alexa, turn on my lights. No. Alexa, turn on my lights. There you go. Hey. All right, so Deuteronomy, New Living Translation Bible, by the way. Okay, so we're going to do 4 through 5. Yeah. So, Deuteronomy 4 through 5. What are the little adibs for your meal today? I'll just read what I underlined and wrote. All right, so I need to write down. Every time I visit a chapter, so I can keep up with just how many times I've been in it. It's like, I think what's going to end up happening is one of these grandbabies is going to get this. One of these boys are going to get a grandbabies. They'll just keep it in the family some type of way as an heirloom. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm called to do. So it says, but watch out. Be careful. Never forget what you yourself have seen. Do not let these memories escape from your mind as long as you live. And be sure to pass them on to your children and grandchildren. Never forget the day when you stood before the Lord your God at Mount Sinai, where he told me, summon the people before me, and I will personally instruct them. Then they will learn to fear me as long as they live, and they will teach their children to fear me also. The babies need this guidance. Whatever you believe in, I believe universally, regardless of what the religion is, the message typically is the same. I could be wrong. Always leave a little crack for being wrong. But I believe God just shows up in different forms, just as we do as people. Let's see. And the Lord spoke to you from the heart of the fire. You heard the sound of his words, but didn't see his form. There was only a voice. He proclaimed, that was Deuteronomy 4:9 that I read before. And this is Deuteronomy 4:12. So I'll start over. And the Lord spoke to you from the heart of the fire. You heard the sound of his words, but didn't see his form. There was only a voice. He proclaimed his covenant, the 10 commandments, which he commanded you need to keep, and which he wrote on 2 stone tablets. It was at that time that the Lord commanded me to teach you his decrees and regulations so that you would obey them in the land where you are about to enter and occupy. A warning against idolatry. This is 15. But be very careful. You did not see the Lord's form in the day that he spoke to you from the heart of the fire in Mount Sinai. So do not corrupt yourselves by making an idol in any form, whether a man or a woman, an animal on the ground, a bird in the sky, a small animal that scurries along the ground, or a fish in the deepest sea. And when you look up into the sky and see the sun, moon, and stars, all the forces of heaven, don't be seduced into worshiping them. Your Lord will give them to all the people of the earth. $5.29. Ooh, we gotta get to that. Okay. I wrote a message at the top of my Bible to myself, so we'll see. So let's go down to 24. Excuse me, y'all. The day will come where I won't have to deal with this anymore. Deuteronomy 4:24. 4:24. My birthday is 4:23. Okay. The Lord your God is a devouring fire. He is a jealous God. Down to 29. But from there you will search again for the Lord your God, and if you search for him with all your heart and soul, you will find him. 30. In the distant future, when you are suffering all these things, you will finally return to the Lord your God and listen to what he tells you. 31. For the Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not abandon you or destroy you or forget the solemn covenant he made with your ancestors. Just trying to see. Yeah. Okay. There's only one God is the title to 32. And so what I highlighted here was 34. Has any other God dared to take a nation for himself out of the other nation by means of trials, miracles, miraculous signs, wonders, war, a strong hand, a powerful arm, and terrifying acts? Yet that is what the Lord your God did for you in Egypt, right before your eyes. He showed you these things so you would know that the Lord is God and there is no other. He lets you hear his voice from heaven so that he can instruct you. He lets you see his great fire here on earth so he could speak to you from it. I'm stammering because like my throat, I don't know what. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Okay, so because he loved your ancestors, he chose to bless their descendants, and he personally brought you out of Egypt with a great display of power. 39. So remember this and keep it firmly in mind. The Lord is God, both in heaven and on earth, and there is no other. If you obey all the decrees and commands I'm giving you today, all will be well with you and your children. I'm giving you these instructions so you will enjoy a long life in the land of the Lord your God is giving you for all time. Okay. So then we go into 5, which is the 10 Commandments for the covenant community. Ooh. I got this whole, oh, Lord. You want me to read this whole thing, God? Let me see. Okay, so God is talking. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Mount Sinai. At the mountain, the Lord spoke to you face to face from the heart of the fire. All right, so I started, this is 5:7. No, we'll start at 6. I am the Lord your God who rescued you from the land of Egypt, the place of your slavery. 7. You must not have any other God but me. 8. You must not make yourself an idol of any kind or any image of anything in the heavens or on the earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them, For I, the Lord your God, is a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children. The entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generations. For those who reject me. But I lavish unfailing love for 1,000 generations for those who love me and obey my commands. How could you not fall in love with God? Like, He gave you life. All you want is love in return. Simple. And it's so much deeper than that, please, people. Seriously. You must not misuse the name of the Lord, your God. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name. 12. Observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy, as the Lord your God has commanded you. You have 6 days each week of your ordinary work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath day of rest dedicated to the Lord your God, and on that day no one in your household may do any work. This includes you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, your oxen and donkeys, and other livestock, and any foreigners living among you. All your male and female servants must rest as you do. Remember that you were once slaves in Egypt, but the Lord your God brought you out with his strong hand and powerful arm. This is why the Lord your God has commanded you to rest on the Sabbath day. 16. Honor your father and mother as the Lord your God commanded you. Then you will live a long, full life in the land of the Lord your God has given you. 17. You must not murder. 18. You must not commit adultery. You heard what he said. You must not steal. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. You must not covet your neighbor's wife. You must not covet your neighbor's house or land, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. And then I went over to 29. So now we're in Deuteronomy 5:29. Oh, that they would always have hearts like this, that they may fear me and obey my commands. If they did, and their descendants would prosper forever, then they and their descendants would prosper forever. So Moses told the people, you must be careful to obey all the commands of the Lord your God, following his instructions in every detail. Stay on the path that your Lord your God has commanded you to follow. Then you will live long and prosperous lives in the land that you are about to enter and occupy. And the church said, amen. I think the adultery part is the part that's gotten the most out of hand. Straight up. I think in other countries, they put people to death for that type of stuff. All right, so we got our blessed 7. You got your hors d'oeuvres. I will put my extra little pizzazz in the description. Feel free to reach out to me on my other social media platforms to book sessions with me. I do offer 60 to 90 minute think sessions if you need them. Also, to book me as a motivational speaker. I absolutely love talking with people and energizing them and helping them see the way a little bit differently. So if you would like to inquire more, please check out the description box below, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, stay amazing, stay healthy, stay young, stay beautiful, but most of all, stay hydrated and stay loved. Bye.